guys, welcome back! This time of the year is really fruitful when it comes to console releases. So today, and celebrating the 15th birthday of the PlayStation 2, I bring you a really tough challenge. Narrow down its huge library to just 10 titles. I only have on my collection around 200 games, so it's not that difficult. Let's take a look. I have to start this video stating that the PlayStation 2 was the system that got me back into console gaming. Since 1993 that I was almost exclusively a PC gamer. The Super Nintendo, the Saturn, the N64 and the Sega Dreamcast were consoles that I used to play a ton over at friends' houses, and the ones that I really owned back in the 90s were the Sega Mega Drive and the PlayStation, but these were always relegated to second place, cause I prefer to play on the Amiga and on the PC. By 2003 I finally got my first PS2, and again I was desperate to play a racing game that was coming out very soon and unavailable for the PC. Even in 2015 I'm being amazed by the quality of many PS2 exclusive titles. I'm still discovering some amazing gems for the system that came to be the best-selling console of all time, with more than 150 million units sold and almost 4,000 games published. So, here's my personal top 10 list that I've managed to narrow to 10 titles, even if, at the end, those 10 unfolds into 16.
Number 10.
The WRC PS2 exclusive series is the best rally video game franchise available for Sony's console. It's pretty awesome to see the evolution from the very first title to the last one, where we can really see what the PlayStation 2 was capable of. During 5 years and before advancing to the MotorStorm franchise for the PS3, Evolution Studios had the WRC license to create official video games based in this highly popular form of motorsport, and they've nailed it right from the very first title released in 2001. Only this one was available on US territory, cause the sport isn't that popular over there.
À esquerda, corta. 60. Direita 3, abre. Ponte, 200. Travão de mão.
Number 9.
God of War is, without any doubt, one of the best titles ever released for the PlayStation 2, winning several Game of the Year awards. The hack and slash type of gameplay and its mythical theme takes me right back to late 80s and to titles like Myth and Golden Axe that I so much adore. The boss battles are amazing with tons of quick time events, and it's populated with such awesome Greek mythology inspired characters. This is one of my favorite settings for this type of games, and I've enjoyed this first venture into the series a lot more than the second installment.
Number 8.
Here's a title that made me buy the system in the first place, almost a year before it was released. MX Unleashed is a spiritual successor of the Motocross Madness PC exclusive franchise that still has a huge online community developing extra tracks for it. Rainbow Studios did an amazing job on recreating the riders and bike suspension reactions and movements whilst in motion, and it was a huge step up from its previous titles from the Motocross Madness and ATV Off-Road Fury franchises. With extensive motocross and supercross careers to deal with across several and very well designed outdoor and stadium events, there's also the possibility to unlock other types of vehicles, so prepare yourselves to spend some time enjoying the races and trying to be first in each and every single one of them.
Number 7.
Now, here's my favorite Metal Slug title, the third one. I've forever been a fan of the series since its debut in arcades back in 1996, and this type of run-and-gun gameplay is what the 80s and 90s were all about. The superb spot-on characters, animations and the comical approach to the series made Metal Slug such an arcade hit that spawned a bunch of sequels, and every time I play it, I simply enjoy it like it was the very first time. And playing in co-op mode is extremely hilarious and almost impossible to finish, cause we laugh so hard that we simply have to give up.
Number 6.
This one was the closest I could get to those awesome 90s DOS video games, X-Wing and TIE Fighter, and later for Windows 95 X-Wing vs TIE Fighter, and the DualShock is the perfect tool to maneuver these fighters. So we have 3 characters and 14 missions to successfully complete. In these missions there's shield generators to destroy, carriers and bases to protect, and rescue operations to conduct. After each concluded mission, there's medals to be won and special bonus assignments to be unlocked. All the action is supported by John Williams' intemporal soundtrack, and the sound effects are exactly what we'd expect from a Star Wars video game. An immersive experience for fans of the franchise like myself.
Number 5.
In number 5 I have to place both Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3, cause they're both awesome accomplishments on the PlayStation 2 and Kojima's masterpieces like we're most likely to ever get to see in the future. The highly improved graphical beauty and stealth gameplay was something that left speechless gamers and fans of the first title and consequently helped to sell the PS2. The introduction of Raiden instead of Solid Snake in the second installment of the series generated some controversy among fans, and the third title is a prequel to the old Metal Gear series, taking Snake back to 1964 during the Cold War, and with this awesome jungle setting that kind of reminds me of First Blood Part 2. Both games are amazing experiences that I must revisit when I get my hands on the HD collection.
Number 4.
I recall being completely mesmerized the first time I saw Ico and Shadow of the Colossus. Those huge gameplay areas just begging for exploration made my day, and the environmental audio and soundtrack is something that really compelled me to continue and never ever give up till I reach the end of these gigantic and gripping quests. I consider this outstanding visual approach to both games another tangible proof that video games are, without any doubt, a form of art. Both games are moving and interactive portraits made by extremely talented people, from musicians all through graphical artists and designers. Two astonishing landmarks in video gaming history.
Number 3.
OutRun 2006 Coast to Coast is the pinnacle of the OutRun series and extremely amusing with that incredible and memorable soundtrack playing in the background while performing these slide and drift maneuvers despite all the traffic. There's 15 cars to drive, some of them new to the series, and a bunch of different game modes available. That OutRun feeling is untouched, so this is one of those games that just brings so many memories of playing the very first title of the series at the arcades back in 1986. It's been a long time since I've had that much fun with an OutRun video game, so this one is right up there in number 3 of my list.
Number 2.
Don't get me wrong, I love GTA 3 and Vice City even more, but these two I've played exclusively on the PC right when they were released. As for San Andreas, it was a PS2 exclusive title for almost a year and I simply couldn't wait to play it. Bought it at launch back in October of 2004 and sadly ended up selling it the minute I got the enhanced PC version that I still own. So, in this new venture into the Grand Theft Auto universe, we play as Carl and explore this fictional state of San Andreas that consists in 3 huge cities: San Fierro, Los Santos and Las Venturas. San Andreas also introduced role-playing features to emphasize Carl's attributes and social engagement, so I believe that taking some hot coffee helped to keep him in shape and develop and enhance his personality. San Andreas is the best-selling PS2 game, not only for its quality in every single department, but also for all the controversy that surrounded it.
Sweat it, homie. Everybody in the hood know ballers are pussy.
Number 1.
My most played video game on the PlayStation 2 have to mandatorily be my number 1, so that place goes right to Downhill Domination. That is the most entertaining title I've ever played on the system. With some huge downhill slopes, we'll get a completely different experience every time we start a race, cause there's countless ways and routes to choose and avoid all the wildlife, hikers and vehicles that stubbornly insists to stay on our path to victory. Also, the other riders played a lot Road Rash back in the day, so staying away from them is a good tactic. But we also have our own moves to make them taste their own poison. Downhill Domination is a title that only PlayStation 2 owners can enjoy, and if you love crazy arcade racing stuff, you must grab this one.
Let me provide you Chuck with a free lesson.
During this past year, I've been rediscovering the amazing PlayStation 2 library that is so vast that covers so many different video gaming genres, with an array that goes from extremely good to awfully bad titles only comparable to the stuff that was made back in the 80s for the ZX Spectrum. Just like its predecessor, the PlayStation 2 was a revolution in console gaming that endured for 13 years, almost catching up the release of the PlayStation 4. So guys, I'm really curious to hear from you, cause I'm positive that your top 10 lists are completely different from this one, so feel free to post below all your recommendations. Also check my other top 10 lists, like for instance for the PS1 and for the Xbox 360. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next week.